We saw a few surprises in the closing run of pre-split SPL matches at the weekend. Golfer Martin Laird sealed a memorable victory in Texas. On top of that, we had a Scottish winner in the Grand National. But the big talking point this weekend has been the developing crisis at Rangers, and we're going to have a look at that in today's Backpage Monday. Well, the story's really been developing over the past couple of weeks now, David, and Keith's described it in his column this week as a battle for the soul of Rangers. Would you see it this way, this growing dispute?
Well, it's the never-ending story, isn't it? And I think Rangers fans must be sick to the back teeth of it. Yes, it is a battle for the soul of the club, and you've got to ask yourself who within the walls of Ibrox at the moment actually genuinely care for the club. We know Craig White doesn't. We know he's not inside the walls at the moment. He's desperately trying to get back inside, it would appear. We know he doesn't care for the club. Does Charles Green? Remains to be seen. The guy has lied. He's lied about his involvement with Craig White at the outset of the takeover business. So can he be trusted now? Don't know. As Keith has said in his column, it's time for those who claim that they are genuine Rangers people within the walls to stand up for the club. Malcolm Murray, the chairman, has to be seen to be doing more. He is a Rangers fan, he's a Rangers man, so maybe it's time that he stood up. Also, Walter Smith's in the boardroom as a non-executive director. It's maybe time for Walter to come to the fore again. And obviously you've got Ali McCoist, who everyone knows what he feels about the club, and I think Ali is becoming increasingly frustrated and downhearted by the whole thing. These guys are going to have to stand up for the club now, because the people who run the club don't appear to be looking at it with the best interest of the club, because right now the best interest of the Rangers Football Club has not been served by these guys.
It's really a frightening situation for the supporters as well, because if they've ploughed their money into it, their heart and soul, this can't afford to fall down again in such quick succession.
No, it can't. It can't be seen to go back to the way that the club was a year ago. I think even if you look at the attendance at Hampden on Saturday, I think there was like 11,500 there. I think the previous game against Queen's Park at Hampden was 34,000. That is a wee sign, and yeah, that doesn't affect Rangers financially, but it's a little sign, in my opinion, that the Rangers fans are becoming really disillusioned by what's going on there.
We're back up in the top flight. We did get the closing run of SPL pre-split matches. Yep. Kilmarnock bitten the backside by two former players.
They were, yeah, and I must admit I don't have much sympathy for Kenny Shiels over it, because it seemed patently obvious in January that he was willing to let Gary Harkins go. Gary Harkins, in my opinion, is one of the best players at Kilmarnock, was one of the best players at Kilmarnock. Kenny didn't play him often enough, and then basically shunted him out the door. And what I actually quite liked about Harkins at the weekend was there was no pretence. It seems to be almost like the done thing now that when a player scores against his former club, he doesn't want to celebrate. Well, he celebrated, and I thought no, fair play to the guy. I think he was really harshly treated at Kilmarnock, and I think that they're probably now regretting letting him go. And obviously Rory Boulding scoring the goal for Dundee United that ultimately took them into the top six at Kelly's expense, having been let go by Kilmarnock as well, just put the icing on the cake.
Shades of the Junior Cup final about the Challenge Cup final yesterday. That was a cracker of a headbutt.
It was, the guy definitely shouldn't have done it. There's no doubt about that. Aaron Muirhead shouldn't have done what he did. However, I do think that the Queen of the South players were a little bit out of order with the way that they get in his face after the guy missed a penalty. That doesn't condone what he did, because there's just no way that you can get away with that.
Now, just finally, David, two other fantastic victories at the weekend. First of all, congratulations to Martin Laird for his victory in Texas, but also to Ryan Mania, who is slightly bruised and battered after the weekend as well.
That kind of shows you the highs and lows of top class sport, doesn't it? He won the race of his life on Saturday, and 24 hours later he's been airlifted to hospital. That's a tough old sport. He did fantastically, and I was really pleased to read that on the Saturday night that he ended up back in Galashiels, having a few pints and stuff like that. Maybe he wasn't having a few pints if he was riding the next day, right enough, but certainly he was there to celebrate with the people that count for him. And I watched Martin Laird. What a way to seal a ticket to Augusta. He played absolutely brilliantly, and hopefully he can take that on when the Masters starts on Thursday.
Brilliant, David. Well, thanks very much for joining us
problem at all,
today.
Gregor.
And don't forget, you can read all these stories in today's Daily Record and online at dailyrecord.co.uk. As always, thanks very much for joining us.